Hello Steemits, Crypto G here, coming at you with another tutorial for Pixlr. In the last couple of tutorials we were level fixing, so I showed you how to fix the levels here. We had a kind of grey washed out image, we got a nice punchier image here, we got rid of the horrible sort of grey sheen over the image. Then we fixed the sky, and now I want to show you how to do this really quite cool effect where everything's black and white apart from the object of your choice. Great way to pull focus into a photograph, and of course it looks very artistic and eye-catching and nice. Okay, so we're going to do another image. I'm not going to use this image because you know, we want to freshen it up a bit. So I'm just going to open an image here. I know you guys can't see my folder, but I'm opening a crowd shot. There we go, pops up here. So clearly the photographer wants us to focus on this girl here standing in the middle. She's the one that's kind of lit the best, looking at the camera and so on. So kind of cheating a bit, but hey, it'll still look even better. So how do we get that effect? First of all, we come up here and we duplicate the layer. We right click on the layer and we duplicate. There we go. So then we come up to adjustment. We're working on the top layer. Go to hue and saturation, whack down the saturation. I usually like to just pump up the light slightly when I go black and white. Just I feel like, you know, a stop. Which is what you do when you're in camera, is you just add an extra stop or so when you go to switch to black and white. Okay, so we've done that. Now we come over to the eraser tool. We can zoom in a bit here actually, because this is the portion of the photo that we're going to be working on. Come over to the eraser tool, choose a brush. I'm going to go for, let's see how big 50 is. Yeah, 50 is about right. And we're just going to simply click and drag. In fact, I'm going to get a bigger brush for the bigger area. Let's go see what 200 is like. Yeah, perfect. So there we go. So we just click and drag. And what we're doing in actuality is we are rubbing out the black and white. We're just rubbing out a portion of the layer we just created, and we're just rubbing out the black and white bit, and we're leaving behind the color bit, which is essentially the layer underneath. There we go. Don't want to go too much over there. And obviously I'm doing this as a tutorial. I don't want you to sort of just be staring at me, watching me doing this for ages. So, you know, you would take a lot more time over this than I'm going to take over. But I just want to get it to the point where we can see. As you can see, it takes a little bit of working out for the computer. You know, after each click, it kind of takes half a second or so before I can move the mouse away and work on the next portion. Okay, we're going to go up here. Oops. Go to her shoulder. I'll get a different brush for her face because this is a bit too big. Let's go right on the edge there. Okay, perfect. Oops, there we go. Let's get her fingers involved. And we can actually see the bottom half of her, so I'm quite okay with just kind of going down there. And going over. Okay, let's come to her other shoulder, and then we'll work on her hair and face. Okay, just waiting for the mouse to move. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go up and choose a smaller brush. Just going to have a quick look Okay, we can actually get away with that because it's all just touching her. That's all you've really got to worry about when doing this technique, is make sure you're touching her. And in fact, I'm just going to quickly show you, if we zoom in here to this other image that I did just while I was kind of messing about, you can see I kind of messed up a bit on this girl's clavicle here, just behind this guy. So we got to. That's the only thing you've really got to watch out for. Let's go back to this image now. There we go. Let's get her head up slightly. There we go. And you know, this is up to you, because it might actually. I've seen examples of this whereby people allow a bleed, a sort of color bleed, on purpose. So, for instance, you know, you might want to have just around her in color, so it's almost like she's walking into color, sort of thing. So you'll actually on purpose bleed the color up a bit. I'm just going to go for a slightly bigger brush and zoom in. Zooming in, by the way, if you're using a mouse with a wheel, you just simply scroll the wheel. So, I mean, if you haven't got a mouse with a wheel in this day and age, just get one. You know, it's so many applications you use that wheel that I don't understand why you wouldn't want to get one. So just get a mouse with a wheel, rather than me telling you how to zoom without the wheel. Mainly because I don't know, because I've got a mouse with a wheel, so I've never bothered checking. I believe it's just control and plus and minus though. Okay, so we're just going to go down there to the sides of her hair. Let's see, now, you know, got a choice on whether to cover that little hair wisp of hair, which I will. Why not? Let's go to a 9 brush. Zoom in, oops, not zooming out, zoom in a bit more. And just click, oops, just click and drag. Okay. Right. So, oops, zooming out, back out, and there we go. And you know, there are probably a few bits around there which I could probably do a bit better, but I think that's pretty good. Let's have a look at how that looks. There we go. So really, as I flick from each one, she shouldn't change at all. And she does slightly, just down by here. There we go. That's her jacket as well. I'm going to zoom in and get that. Zoom right in, come over to the side, scroll down, and color that bit in, or rather rub that bit out, I should say. So yeah, that's what you're doing. You're adding a layer, you're desaturating that layer, and then you are just rubbing out a portion of that layer to leave what's below. And just to sort of show you very quickly, let's go to the brush. Let's go 200. This is what I was talking about before. Like sometimes you might want to just rub out around her, kind of thing. I've seen that sort of style before. I don't particularly like that. I like it clean. I like it clean. If I just undid that little bit there. Yeah. Okay, so that's basically it. Really nice effect. You can use this effect for all sorts of ones. It obviously works when there's a lot of color or there's something really contrasting, you know, someone's holding a balloon or something, like so, which I'm just going to quickly show you another image, which will be a lot quicker than that, a lot less complicated. So we just duplicate the layer once the computer's caught up with me, duplicate the layer, get the rubber, Oh no, sorry. Of course, desaturate first. Got to do that, or we won't see any difference. Okay, and then we would do that. In fact, we'd zoom in slightly so that our brush is much bigger, and there we go. And we would just click and drag all around there. Now, I'm not going to do that all, but you get the idea. This tutorial's kind of gone on long enough, but you get the idea. I'm going to just mess around with this on my own once you guys have gone. But yeah, there we go. Lovely effect. I believe it's called the splash effect. I call it the partial desaturate, what have you. And yeah, lovely effect. So off you go. Have a practice of that. As we can see, the difference looks much nicer. Have a little practice of that, mess around, and let me know below how you get on and what other tutorials you'd like to see from me. Okay, thanks, Steemits. See you later, and to my small merry band of YouTube followers, I think there's about 5 of you now. Thank you for watching, and catch you later. Cheers, bye bye.